Hey, what's up traders? Welcome to the weekly Forex forecast for the 5th November 2022. So we will look to all the pairs as usual. We will check the COT data, and I will be using my trading application for the COT data which we have developed, and you can find it on my website. Link is below this video, and this app costs less than $4 weekly, so you will get these updates. And for this video I will be using the MT4 because I have almost finished my template which is showing me all the important levels which I need. I can hide them, bring them back, and even on the lower time frames it's showing me much more important levels, like if I want to see like previous days highs, lows, you know, London session, New York session, Asian session, kill zones, all of these things which I like to use for entering my trades. And on the 4 hours time frame, it's showing me just those which I want to. So this gives me a brief and quick view to the markets. So I like to use the MT4 again. Okay, so this is a dollar index, and what I actually has been expecting last week is that I was thinking the price will fill this gap in here, right? So I was thinking that we will go lower and then higher, which actually did not happen. Price instead did the market open. Price actually opened in here. We can see that this weekly open. We can see where the price opened, and I was thinking we will go lower and then higher, right? So the price moved higher, retested weekly open, boom, it went into the previous week's high and started to drop on the non-farm payrolls, right? So actually last week I had just one trade because I did not get filled. I still was expecting that pullback, which was not happening, and I think this pullback is happening right now. So in my opinion, the dollar will go lower down here. If we look to the COT data, which I am using this screenshot, so the data are bigger and you can see it more easily than in my application. So what's happening in here? Non-commercials closing the profits from the longs, right, but not bringing the shorts yet. If we look to the commercials, we can see that they bringing the longs, and they have minus 33k net against the 29. So the dollar is slightly bearish, however commercials bringing the longs positions. So in my opinion, this gap will be filled probably this week, right? So some correction to fill this gap, and then lower it can happen in my opinion on the dollar. I forgot to bring the news, so we will see that on the Monday there's nothing on the Monday. Tuesday we have Aussie dollar. Yeah, okay, so okay, there is actually elections to the Congress, so it can move the dollar a bit. Then we have inflation data, and then Bank of Canada, and bank holidays on the Friday. So that would be interesting week. All right, so dollar I think can go slightly lower. So here we are on the euro. Let me delete this, and here I was again thinking that we will get some pullback above here and I would be able to short it. Did not happen. Wasn't happening here. I was confused. Then I thought that finally getting some pullback. This was on the FOMC. I missed this move. That's a very hard part of the manual trading, that even if you are right that the price will drop, your strategy still doesn't print you a setup, and then if it happens, it's on the FOMC and you miss it, right? That's okay. All right, so as I'm thinking that the dollar will make a pullback down, I think that the euro could go higher, right? Because if we look to the COT data, we can see that non-commercials bringing the strong longs. They have 105k longs, right? That's quite bullish. We can see for last 3 weeks they adding the longs. However, non-commercials bringing the shorts, right? So let's see what's gonna be happening depending on the data. But in terms of the technical analysis, in my opinion, this gap which is in here, you can see that it was touched once in here, and then second time we dipped into the gap by this high, right? So let me highlight the gap again, and we can see that this gap was not actually filled completely, right? We still have this room in here to be filled, and in my experiences, if some gap is touched once, two times, then most likely it will be filled completely, right? So I think that we can get the fill of this gap, and as you can see in here, right? So I think we can get the fill of this gap. Here we actually had this nice reaction on this profile in here, and in my opinion the price is coming to check this level, right? So if we will get something like this in here, and then I think we will get a bigger pullback down, not pullback, the continuation of the downtrend actually, because the Eurozone, they have big problems. Imagine there is a recession already, and there is a high inflation. What the central bank can do, they can actually hike the rates. They will be hiking into the recession, which will bring the price lower, because the recession will be even bigger. So yeah, that's the situation. As well, the conflict in the Ukraine, it's not really good for the euro. The euro is, I'm actually living in the Eurozone, and I think it's not good. So yeah, but in terms of the technicals, I think this gap can be supportive, and this gap could be filled. So for the next week, I think that some long, let me adjust this, some long trades like this, you know, of course we need to see on the lower time frame to make a better entry, not with such a stop loss, but in my opinion such long trades could be working next week, because that's what the data shows, and that's what the technical analysis is showing. Next one is pound. On the pound, we can see that we actually reached this previous month high, and then from the weekly, price has dropped lower. Again, I was expecting the pullback, nothing happened, then price dropped lower below this previous week's low, and it's moving higher, right? So if the dollar will be weaker, I think we will see the price coming back here, right, to maybe take out this two highs. So let me bring the COT data, and COT data actually does not look too bullish for the pound. We can see commercials has been closing the longs. We can see non-commercials has been closing the longs. So pound is, in my opinion, bearish, right? So last week what I was expecting is that the price will make this high above this previous week's high and then drop. Did not happen, right? So yeah, that's part of the trading. That's what's happening. So I think this relief rally will end up soon. I think we will see something like this. So maybe even, and you see where the price has been reacting, right? So we have break of the structure. So right now pull back, return to the origin. You see? So if we will get some Fibos, some around here, I think shorts would be possible, right? So next one is Aussie. Aussie, very weak COT data. We can see commercials are bearish, right? Non-commercials slightly bullish. So we can see 62 against 50. So that means that I think that the US dollar still can go slightly higher. And here is what I was actually wondering. As again, last week the price has opened in here, and I was thinking like, okay, let me actually bring this. I was thinking like, okay, but here has to be some liquidity, right? This should be taken out. However, it did not happen. Price started to drop lower, you know, lower, missing my trades, right? I was missing, last week I was really missing a lot. Well, that's part of the trading. And that's mainly why my portfolio is not only based only my manual trading, but as well on my algos. So what I think we will see in here is this liquidity to be taken out, because if the dollar index will be dropping, so this gap again could be working as a supportive level for the price to go higher. And I would like to see these highs to be taken out, right? These highs to be taken out, and then I want to see some cracks and price start to breaking lower predictions. This is the USDCAD, and USDCAD, look what we can see here. Here is the non-commercial. So what they're doing, they basically actually reduced slide their longs positions. They have been bullish 64%, now they dropped to the 59. If we look to the commercials, we can see that shorts slightly dropping, longs somehow, you know, in the nothing extra is happening, right? So if you look even this let me bring this slightly higher. So even if we look to this, there is not any big you know, long-term clear trend. Yeah, in my opinion, some pullback is in play in here. Once the dollar will bring back its strength, this can go higher again, but for now I think it's in the pullback mode. And I'm actually quite pissed off a bit that I missed this short here, because this should be short in here.